we're all human, right? Life continues every single day. We talk about this often, no matter how much we want it to stay in this little bubble. And football, 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 football. You know, outside the walls, life's going on without us, you know, unfortunately sometimes. So, you know, I think we just, the way the locker room is, they've built it really well.
In the preseason game, we talked to Sergio today. Did you have any reservations about sending a guy out for 53 yards that early in the preseason?
I told you before, he said he was good from 64 on that, whatever. He hit one from much further in warm-up. And so he'd want to. So why not?
Yeah, I just think
the way the wind was going, it was that direction anyway, and yeah, he was prepared for that. But no, you don't go into the game thinking that, but we don't go in with a yardage mark with our kickers ever before the game. You find out that in warm-up, right? So he said, yeah, I'm good from 60 plus this way, whatever he said, and 13 the other way, whatever, you know.
I was just thinking of my old man bones. I need time to warm up, but Sergio, I wondered if that applied to guys in the preseason.
It's golf. Same stroke, same stroke, same stroke, same stroke, right? If they keep it consistent, then everything's good.
Is there a degree of confidence that you have knowing that Sergio is the kicker for your team? Does he provide you relief? Do you not think about it? Do you thank goodness every day that he's your kicker?
No, I tend not to think about it. Guys that give you confidence, you probably should think about more, you know. You don't take them for granted. They deserve our gratitude that they give you peace.
What's the best thing about Sergio on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers? Is it
He's a great teammate. Yeah, he's a lot of fun. He doesn't take himself too seriously outside of the 3 or 4 seconds or 7 seconds that he's setting up and kicking. He provides a lot of fun around the room and is quite able to laugh at himself, which is always good. It's a good lesson for us.
And then just one final one. We've asked this before, but giving guys time off when family events are happening, why is it important to the club? Why is it important to you? However you want to frame that.
I've never tried to figure out why it is important. I think it's just the way it is, the way it should be.
On that note, Mike, the way it should be, the way it is, I mean, is that part and parcel of the community you built here as part of the, asking these guys to give a lot, to sacrifice a lot, but also being a family? Is that just, when you say that's the way it is?
Yeah, I don't really put a lot of thought into it. We're all human, right? Life continues every single day. We talk about this often, no matter how much we want it to stay in this little bubble. And football, 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 football. Outside the walls, life's going on without us, unfortunately sometimes. So, I think we just, the way the locker room is, they've built it really well.
We've asked you a lot about Kenny and what he means to this team, and we know how gifted he is and how passionate he is, and good teammate, all those things. But when you have a guy of his skill set, how does it make life easier for the offense? How does it make life easier for the head coach? How does it change the dynamic of an offense when you have a guy, as talented as he is, a guy who, can make those 50-50 balls not be so 50-50?
Yeah, I don't think it's just that. I think he's grown quite a bit in the offense. You can count on him to be right, as often as anybody's going to be right. He's going to be right. So quarterbacks have a lot of faith in guys that when they know that they're going to be where they're supposed to be, they're going to be on time, and they're skilled where the throw doesn't have to be perfect, and he's going to make quarterbacks right a lot more than a lot of other guys. So I think it's fun to watch, and then he comes up with spectacular catches on a regular basis. And it's not because he's doing something wrong so the easy catches look spectacular. These are catches that a lot of people can't make that he makes routinely.
He was once that guy who came into camp and was trying to trying to earn a spot and did his time on the PR and probably had his ups and downs in the PR, and I think at one point wanted to leave and had guys helping him to stick around and whatever. Fast forward today, what are your expectations on, and not just Kenny, but guys who have been here for a while, know the culture, know how things get done, to make sure that they're having the new guys understand what the expectations are here?
Yeah, we don't have to talk about those expectations. They're just always teaching the young guys and showing them what it's going to take to be a pro and to compete every day, like to win that spot, on a regular basis. We don't even spend a lot of time talking about that. I think the guys just do it.
I was going to ask you about both your kickers. You covered Sergio already, so I'll just ask you about Jamison. What do you see in him from year 1 to year 2?
Yeah, I'm sure, he's worked on a few things that he wanted to work on. But, if you go back to last year, very quickly I was talking about how professional he is. He seems like he's the old veteran of the group, and he's not old. He just has this professional way of going about his business on a daily basis. It's not to say he's not a lot of fun too. He's a good time. But when it comes to work, he's right on it and wants to be efficient and wants to get it done and wants to work on the little nuances. So, like every guy coming in their second year, he's gone off and worked on things that he wanted to work on. Probably stuff that, unless you're a kicker, or a punter, you might not notice. So there's no worries ever about that guy and the work he's going to put in and how he's going to try and be better for his teammates. He was like that, really early on. In fact, he was like that when he got here. It just took us a little while to, be able to make that statement.
He says 12 months ago he was one of 4 guys vying for that spot, and right until the last day he thought there were 4 kickers here, but he's the only guy now, so obviously you got confidence in him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's got a lot of clubs in his bag too, right? He's got that,
Sidewinder
kind of end
a lot of the guys from Australia do.
Yeah. Expect him to kind of improve on the towering spiral? Is that sort of what you want out of a kicker eventually, or no? Do you want
I want him to kick the ball that's needed in any given situation. Yeah.
Mike, I just wanted to
Ed.
ask, how are you, Mike?
Good.
Good. Just wanted to ask you about a guy like Devin Adams or someone that's just come in. Are they behind, or how do you give them a fair look?
Yeah, it doesn't look like it.
Oh, yeah?
They where the advantage they have, Taylor Upshaw too, right? Those two guys come in with probably some fresh legs, right? So they're able to fly around, and they got that adrenaline. They believe they're behind, so they're working at a fast pace to catch up and be right. Pretty quickly they leaned into the neutral zone, and then they didn't.
Yeah.
They take in a lot of information very quickly. And I think at those spots, there's, quite frankly, the size of the playbook that they have to learn and the terminology they have to learn is less than a guy coming in on offense, right? It's a little trickier for a receiver to come in. But then again, the receivers are used to learning bigger playbooks, and they have their own way of, compartmentalizing it to figure out how they're going to best learn the playbook. I think defensive guys come in and, A gap or B gap, right?
Right. He said he heard 1,000 times today, Adams, get back, because he forgot about the yard off the ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was good. They're good.
When 2 players from the same sort of position group come in, does that read that you're not happy with the other guys, or just that they're available and you want to?
Yeah, sometimes it's just the timing of it, right? Sometimes it's just the timing of it. As always, especially with the group of guys we have bird dogging out there, the decisions are tough, and there's going to be guys that possibly leave here that are really, really good football players, right? So, yeah, the timing of that is it's nothing to do with the group we have. We like a lot of the guys we have.
Just one more on him. When you guys are doing your research on players, he's a punter, 290-pound punter too. Like, is that something that you can think, well, that'll help him if we ever?
Yep, Brad won't let him. Brad Foddy, the equipment guy, because he's worried about the balls. They break the bladders all the time, so he's not allowed to touch them.
He's not a, okay.
No.
All right, well, it's not something that you think, wow, the more clubs in your bag, so to speak, the more you
Yep.
can do.
I'd like to see him cover that after he kicks.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir.